Hello and welcome to another mock tutorial brought to you by the Right Place at SCSU. My name is Nick.
I'm Jake.
Today we're going to be talking about resistance students who may be a little bit pickier about their paper and how they want it structured.
First, we're going to show you a bad example, so try to pay attention to the cues that the client is giving off, and then afterwards we'll discuss maybe how the tutor could handle the situation better.
Let's take a look. Alright, how's it going, Derek?
Pretty well. How about yourself?
Not too bad. Well, basically I got this 191 paper. We're required to come in here. I figured I'd just probably cut down a little bit. I'm a little bit over the page limit. So maybe cut some material and maybe restructure a little bit my ideas.
Okay. Looks pretty lengthy. Yes, pretty blocky paragraphs too. And how many pages are you over on the limit, or how many?
I'm about
words
like
now?
3/4 of a page over.
Okay,
So like
so you
almost
got a good
page.
amount to cut.
Yeah, I got a good amount to cut.
Okay. Let's see. Reading through here a little bit, I see that you're doing analysis of a car commercial, and then you bring in this monster truck example, which kind of, just in the first read, kind of threw me there. Does that tie in, or is that a section you kind of cut out? I mean, it's a good chunk there that could help you get.
Yeah, it ties in at the end. Like, I make the comparison. So I mean, like, that's one part that I feel like, if anything, I don't want to cut out for sure. So I don't know. Maybe we'll just move on to something else, because that part is like actually one of the better parts. I feel like I really start to like build off points on that one.
Okay, so you really don't want to move this section down later
Yeah.
to a comparison example?
Yeah, no. Yeah, because the monster truck plays a really big part in the paper. So like, I don't know. Maybe something else if we like go through it here.
Okay, if we scroll back up a little bit though and look at
Okay.
that, it kind of does jump from your car example here to the monster truck. Kind
Okay.
of doesn't really flow. Is there anything you'd like to change in between a transition, or to maybe move it down again?
Yeah, I don't think so. I just feel like, I don't know, since I wrote it, like I kind of know where I was going with that point, and like I don't know, maybe something in the next paragraph, but because I don't know, I feel like that's like a big point as far as this paper.
Okay. All right, as moving down here, then if you do keep that monster truck example, I
Right.
definitely delete this one here and delete that first line of that paragraph and this line here. Then it should flow a little bit better if you keep that example like that, deleting those.
That's a lot of. See, those are like two of my sources though. Like, I don't know if I'm just willing. Like, that's a big paragraph. Like, yeah, that would accomplish a lot, but like, I just don't know if I'm comfortable. I don't know. I just can't. I can't cut up that much in one chunk. So like,
Okay, if we kind of putting those in.
see, like I don't know. I feel like I just feel like I wrote it, so like I feel like I know a lot about like the paper since I did the research. So, like I feel like it catches on. Like, you kind of just don't get it all the way, and that's because you haven't read the whole thing. But like that part is necessary. Like so.
Okay, acting as an audience, so it just did kind of throw me there. I know you know more about it, but it just was a real jump there, kind of with the wording and phrasing. And kind of it's a little flowery too. You go from this really academic language to this kind of almost poetic metaphor use. And
Yeah,
really change some of those sentences there. I mean, you definitely don't want to leave those, use I a lot, so let's definitely try to work on changing those.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we should maybe try and like work on the conclusion or something, because like that's also a really important part. I don't know.
Okay, your conclusion here looks good, and it kind of ties everything back in, very rhetorical. This part back here, I really think you need to change that and change that wording. So let's kind of definitely change that.
The conclusion, yeah, possibly, but like that particular sentence though, I don't know. Maybe like the second one. I don't know. That one's. I feel like I wrote that one pretty good too. I don't know.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm trying to help you here. I'm the tutor. I'm acting as an audience. I'm trying to give you my advice in the flow, but I really can't help you if you just keep, picking at my advice like that. And
Yeah, I'll probably just go work on it at home actually. Now that I think about it, I'll just save it, cause like I don't know.
Alright, so now we're going to show you a better example of how the tutor can handle this type of situation.
So pay attention to how the tutor kind of caters his style to the student's specific needs to better handle the situation.
Let's take a look.
How's it going, Derek?
I'm all about yourself.
Not too bad. So I just got this rhetorical analysis for my English 191, and as you can see, it's a little bit long. It's supposed to be 5 pages. I have like just over like 6, So like, I don't know, 3/4 of a page over I could cut down.
Okay, so you got a good chunk here you can do it up to.
Yep. So yeah, I don't know. I just need to like restructure it maybe, or like try and cut down some of that slack.
Alright. Looks like you have a lot of good writing here, so I kind of like your idea of cutting this down and kind of reading through here. So your thesis makes sense, kind of going through the car example,
Mm-hmm.
and you bring up this monster truck stuff here, and it's kind of a jump to me. And if you really need to cut down, I think that'd be a good spot to maybe just get rid of that section entirely, or kind of move it around.
Yeah, I don't know, because like the rest of this like it kind of like ties back to that, like my later example. So it's kind of like, I don't know, like foreshadowing almost, like. So I'm gonna talk about that. So definitely, I feel like that one's one of the more main points. So not that one, maybe something else or something.
Okay, and kind of reading it through here, it does really jump with that example, that monster truck example.
Yeah.
You sure there's not any way you really want to move that around, or?
Well, I don't know. Like I said, like it will come back. Like it's gonna like tie in pretty well. So I don't know. We'll see if there's anything else. Like try and figure it out.
Okay, and moving on here, right past that example, there's this kind of really flowery metaphor you use here after that. This one I highlighted. Is there any way you, I mean, and you have a lot of powerful imagery around that. Do you think you could be a little more concise and tie that back in, or what do you think about the one that's highlighted there?
Yeah, because I mean it is good, but I see what you're saying. Like with the that it could like be a little more concise. So like maybe even just
Powerful
this
lead
second.
up to that.
Yeah, maybe just this second part even could just not even be there. Like the first part's so strong that like it doesn't even need the second half.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Kind of clouds your idea by putting that second half in there. That'd be a good spot to delete that.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just delete that second half. Alright,
And then moving on, you still need to cut down a little bit. Is there anywhere else you really think you need to cut down? Because you made some good changes so far, for sure.
yeah, I think I think my conclusion is, I was reading it last night, and I think my conclusion does get a little bit long. So that's probably one area where I could definitely cut a little bit
Okay,
down.
that is a very large conclusion. There's kind of a big chunk paragraph, and usually you just want to kind of re-sum your ideas. In this part here, you do kind of rephrase in the previous part. If it was me, I'd maybe kind of tie that little last sentence back up and delete the other two, because you don't want to take away from your kind of powerful movement with that too.
Okay, so yeah, I kind of see what you're saying. Like, I could just combine these two sentences, and it would make pretty much the same point. I mean, they're pretty much talking about the same thing.
Yeah, and you use semicolons really well too, so you kind of like that style. If you move
Yeah.
it up, you've got a really good style with that too. So I think that'd be a good choice to move those up and kind of combine and delete.
Yeah, I'll just like blend them together a little bit. Yeah, that's actually really good. And look, it actually took off like 3 lines.
Yeah, it was a good choice. I like what
Yeah.
you did there.
All right. Well, yeah, I think that. I mean, that takes it down quite a bit. I'll mess with it a little bit more, but yeah, definitely. Thank you for helping me out.
You're very welcome.